He's had an incredible career, and he's carried a burden for many years to try, to represent what perfection looks like or achievement looks like. And I don't think, at least when we were growing up, there was room to be human.
Will Smith has been under fire for over a year now because of the whole Chris Rock Oscar debacle, and it looks like the backlash isn't going to be coming to an end anytime soon. And while Will goes through what feels like the most challenging phase of his life, there are many out there who have chosen to stand by his side to help him get through it. Nia Long, his co-star from Fresh Prince, is one such brave soul who wants the world to finally forgive him. She even went as far as to say that Will Smith carried a burden for many years to represent perfection. But that's not the only thing she had to say in his defense. Want to find out more? Then be sure to give this video a like and hit the subscribe button so I can bring you the hottest tea every week. Former co-star Nia Long is giving Will Smith some positive vibes. During an interview with Yahoo, the missing actor praised Smith for his maturity in the face of fame. As Long puts it,
he's had an incredible career, and he's carried a burden for many years to try, to represent what perfection looks like or achievement looks like. And I don't think, at least when we were growing up, there was room to be human. And I think he's now able to be human.
She even talked about how this burden has added on as years passed in the industry. Nia claims that right at the beginning, when it was only Fresh Prince, Will wasn't an entirely different person. During an interview, she reflected on her time working with the rapper turned movie star and shared her thoughts on the impact of his newfound celebrity on his personal life. She said she remembers Will as a vibrant, silly, witty guy who was nuts about golf and kicks. He seemed to be the happiest man alive. He was just like being in Disney World. And she said,
he's now able to be human. And I'm just thankful and grateful for that moment in my career because it taught me a lot about comedy.
In The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Long portrayed Balua Lisa Wilkes, Smith's girlfriend and future wife. After working together on such a groundbreaking series, their friendship has endured. But hey, wait up. While she has been offering so much support, she also must have something to say about the whole Oscar drama too, right? Well, kinda. Nia was very subtle in how she chose to talk about the event, but she did say her part about the whole deal. Without mentioning the world slap, Chris Rock, or the Oscars, she very lightly talked about how what happened was super unfortunate. She said,
We all have our moments in life where we have to reconcile things that maybe we suppress.
Now, obviously, when she said this, we knew she was obliquely referencing Smith's viral moment from last year's Oscars, in which he slapped presenter Chris Rock across the face after the comedian made a joke about Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith's baldness. She said,
it's hard growing up in this business and being front and center every day, all day.
And come to think of it, Nia's not wrong. Will has spent such a major chunk of his life in the spotlight, not to mention the part of his life that was off camera wasn't very pleasing either. In fact, at this point, all of us are aware of how much of a hard time Will has had with his father in the past, from his dad being abusive to his mom to caretaking for the same father when he was about to die. The man has been through a lot. He has even publicly started talking about his father. In his memoir, he said, "My father was violent, but he was also at every game, play, and recital. He was an alcoholic, but he was sober at every premiere of every one of my movies," he wrote, according to an excerpt highlighted by People magazine. He added, "The same intense perfectionism that terrorized his family put food on the table every night of my life." Now, do you see the horrors this man had to grow up with? Of course, all these things were bound to have a psychological impact on him and his adult life. And that's not even all of this. Listen to this next part from his memoir. It's going to send chills down your body. As an example of his father's antics, Smith recalls the time when he was 9 years old and saw his father strike his mother in the side of the head so hard that she fainted. "I saw her spit blood," he writes. "That moment in that bedroom, probably more than any other moment in my life, has defined who I am." About 16 years after Smith's parents split, in 2016, Smith's father passed away. Smith acknowledges that even while caring for his sick father, the event weighed heavily on his mind. As a youngster, I'd always promised myself that I would one day revenge my mother. That when I was big enough, when I was strong enough, when I was no longer a coward, I will slay him, he wrote. He was wheeling his father to the restroom when he stopped at the top of the stairs and had a disturbing notion. I could throw him down and easily get away with it, he writes. As the decades of anguish, fury, and contempt coursed, then subsided, I shook my head and continued to wheel Daddy-O to the bathroom. The least the media can do for now is give some slack for the stunt he pulled, and maybe not make a big deal out of it anymore. It really has been over a year, and other celebrities have been forgiven for more serious stuff in much lesser of time. And it's not like Will hasn't paid his dues. He was banned from the Oscars, he missed out on a couple of movies, and he faced a lot of criticism from actors all over the world. The man realized he did something wrong and even released a video on social media in which he apologized to the comic, calling his actions inappropriate and expressing great sorrow. In the July video, he informed viewers,
"And say to all of you, there is no part of me that thinks that was the right way to behave in that moment. There's no part of me that thinks that's the optimal way to handle a feeling of disrespect or insults."
Anyway, Nia isn't the only one supporting him through this. Janet Hubert is also with Will on this one. It's no secret that Will Smith and Janet Hubert go far back. Co-stars in the cult classic The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, they worked together on many episodes. After season 3, Hubert was replaced by Daphne Maxwell because of tensions between Hubert and Smith. The two characters have made up. Hubert believes that Will Smith was correct. Chris Rock's surprise attack on Jada and defense of Will Smith's behavior did not sit well with her. She made these remarks in an interview with Entertainment Weekly. "Yes, there is only so much one can take. Sometimes you have to slap back. Celebrate the win. Nothing else matters. Both actions were incorrect, but Chris didn't need to go there." Another famous actress, Tiffany Haddish, was also on Will's side through the whole debacle. Tiffany Haddish, a comedian, was completely smitten with Will Smith's performance at the Oscars 2022. She thought it was kind of Will to do that. She said in an interview, "When I saw a black man stand up for his wife, that meant so much to me." Even Richard Williams, the man Will Smith played in his recent movie, also agreed that Smith wasn't in the wrong. Richard Williams, the father of Serena Williams, has nothing but praise for Will Smith, despite the fact that the Oscar slapgate detracted from the popularity of Smith's movie King Richard. The legendary American tennis coach believes the actor in Emancipation deserves to retain his Oscar for his efforts. Williams, who was portrayed in a 2021 sports biopic by Will Smith, declared that despite his strong opposition to violence, he would not hold Smith accountable for his acting blunder. Richard told The Sun, "I believe he, Will, should do whatever he wants to do. People are going to think whatever they want to think. It's excellent if he's taken responsibility and offered an apology, but the rest is up to him. I don't pass judgment on others," he said. The elderly man added, now 80 years old, he ought to be allowed to retain his Oscar as well. When someone has worked so hard for something, you should give them some space. His comments included,
I really appreciate him doing so very much. So I could never be criticism about for 10 years. Just 2 days, that's enough at the very most.
In response to a question about why he was banned from the Academy, he continued by saying that he was not offended that Smith's controversial behavior at the event had stolen the spotlight from the success of his movie.
I think he do very well. He done a great deal for myself and my family. All the wisdom, knowledge that he have done, all the hard work he have done.
Then Williams was asked whether he would want to meet him, to which Williams replied, "I really hope so, sure," adding that he wanted to personally thank Smith for all of his efforts.
I would say, just hello. Sure would. And maybe what I should do, just slap my face.
Anyway, with all that said and done, what do you think of the entire scenario? Comment down below and let us know. And if you like this video, click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to be the first to see my next video. I post updates like this every week where I uncover the secrets of your favorite celebrities.